of this. So yeah, we'll get started then. Some of you might know the drill. So what we tend to do in our art sessions is focus on a bit of mindfulness for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then the second portion of our time together is an invitation to create artwork in some way, any kind of creative process. And it could be writing, it could be visual art, and I will guide you through this as we go. But it's helpful to have some art supplies if you're wanting to participate in the art portion. Doesn't matter what kind of supplies you have, anything you can find on hand. I always tell people you can make art with Post-it notes or pens, whatever you have, if you want to try it out. And certainly it's not necessary to do the art piece. Some people like to just sit and enjoy the meditation and the time together. I like to remind people it's helpful to keep your microphones muted while we're doing this, just because sometimes there's other sounds that can come up that can distract us from the process. And yeah, feel free to turn your camera off if you'd like to while I start to lead you in the meditation. Sometimes that's more comfortable for people as well. And yeah, we're going to get started. So if you need to go grab anything supply-wise, go ahead and do that now. And tonight, the focus is really going to be on resting and recentering. I was explaining before everyone came in that I had read something recently that a 20-minute mindfulness exercise or meditation is equivalent to a 4 or 5 hour nap, which I thought was really cool and interesting. So I just want to applaud you for taking this time for yourself. And it really is impactful and meaningful. And just to have this shared collective intention with everybody to do this work together. It's hard to take these moments for ourselves, but it really doesn't take much time to do. So having said that, feel free to close your eyes if you'd like. You don't have to. And if it's uncomfortable to close your eyes, find a place in the room to just focus your attention on for the next 10 minutes or so. And just take a breath. Just take a breath in this space and stretch out a little bit. Start to go inward into your body and just start to notice whatever is there. Allowing your breath to happen naturally. Really focusing on the cadence and the rhythm of your breathing. Is it fast or slow? Is it shallow? Is it deep? Do you feel like you can take a deep breath right now? Notice your body and whatever's supporting your body, whether it's a chair or somewhere else, your home, maybe your bed, maybe your couch. Notice the way that this support feels underneath you. And notice your hands resting gently on your lap. And notice your feet on the ground. And see if you can take a deeper breath here through your nose. And hold it for a moment. And then breathe out very slowly. And hold it for a moment. And breathe in. Hold. And breathe out. Pause there for a moment. As you're focusing on your breath in and out of your body, I just want to remind you that meditation in its simplest form is non-judgmental awareness. And what this means is that through this process, things are going to pass into our mind, and that's okay. There's going to be distractions and things that come up, and all we have to do is acknowledge them and breathe into them and see if we can let them go. You can imagine that maybe those thoughts and those things coming into your mind, you're packing them into a hot air balloon and you're allowing that balloon to be sent off because now this is your time. And you're taking care of yourself by taking this time just to be present in your body, breathing as deeply as you can. Breathing in relaxation and breathing out any tension that you feel. This is your time to recenter. And I want you to now take some time and really just reflect on your day, maybe the past few days or the past few weeks, the moments that have been leading us up to now. And how has it been for you lately? Try to be honest with yourself about whatever comes up. Really, has there been something that's been challenging for you? Is there something that's been on your mind? Maybe things have felt pretty good lately. Or maybe there's been some kind of discomfort or hardship or something that might feel like a roadblock to feeling centered. See if you can really imagine this in your mind, whether it's contemplating what's been happening lately or visualizing for yourself. However you perceive that, just allow whatever needs to come forth to come forth. Allow yourself to be honest with yourself and any thoughts or feelings that might emerge. This is a safe time to gently look at those things for a few moments with support. Support from the group, support from myself and Heidi, and support from yourself and your inner wisdom. And I want you to consider maybe what's been happening in your world with all of life's ups and downs. And I want you to really take stock of what is it that you need right now. What is it that you feel you need? And maybe if things are really hard right now, maybe it might not be possible to have some of the things that we need to feel better. But could you imagine those things? Could you imagine maybe a place that always brings you joy or peace? something that no matter how hard the day is, brings you some joy. Maybe this is a person or, again, a place or an animal or a memory. We all have internal resources, such as the people and places and things in our life that we love and that love us. And see if you can take a moment to really connect with some of these resources and allow yourself to take a break from whatever else is there. And whatever it is that's coming to mind that you're imagining as something helpful or joyful, see if you can really visualize that for yourself and experience it with your senses. If it's a place, can you imagine the feeling of the air, the smells, the sounds? If it's a person or an animal, could you imagine them looking at you, or some aspect of them that really deepens your connection with them, makes you feel more connected and more whole? These are the things that we truly live for, right? And sometimes we don't give ourselves enough time and space to really enjoy these things. And so now is the time and space to enjoy all of these things. And keep breathing into this. You can always come back to your breath as part of our meditation. Sit with this for a few more moments of this beauty that you have in your life, whatever it may be, whatever's coming up for you. Take a mental snapshot if you can, if it's visual for you. Maybe there's even a word or phrase or something like an affirmation that's coming to your mind. That could be some kind of intention that you'd like to set for the rest of your evening, or something that these internal resources remind you of, remind you to do for yourself. Something that helps you have more good days. Take a few more breaths in this space. When you feel ready to come back to our space together, you can start to move your body a little bit in a way that's comfortable. Feel your body, feel the chair underneath you, feel your own presence. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. You can come back to our group, our space together that we're cultivating for each other tonight. In the face of all of our challenges and our pain and all the other kinds of things we have going on, we decided to have this time together. And now I just want to invite you for the next 10, 15 minutes or so to reflect on this experience creatively. And there is really no right or wrong way to do this. This is where we focus on the process of art making rather than the product. It's okay to just focus on whatever your hand would like to do with whatever utensil you have. And this could be doodling, this could be just gently kind of moving your either writing utensils or brushes or pencils, markers onto the page in a way that feels satisfying for you. I'd like to invite you to try this. Or maybe you had a strong visual of something that came up for you during our meditation, and maybe this would be a good time to create a visual representation of that for you, to deepen that process for you. There's really no right or wrong here, and no one will judge whatever it is that you do. That's not what we're here for. We're here to support one another and to practice using our creativity as a means of mindfulness. And just like the meditation, when we place our pens or pencils onto the page, we're trying to stay in the moment. We're trying to allow for whatever colors or marks on the page that need to happen. We're just trying to roll with it and be open to it. You might think that it doesn't look very good, and that's okay. I always say that this is a really good opportunity to work on letting go of inner criticism and focusing on what feels right for us, what feels good. And also maybe as we were talking, and maybe there was some sort of verbal intention or meditation thing that you would like to kind of take with you, some sort of message that came up for you. And if there is, you can write it down so you'll remember it. You can kind of keep that with you. And if not, that's okay. This is all just an invitation. Please take it in your own direction and what feels right. Take the next few moments and see if you can focus quietly for yourself, practicing this idea of being in the moment with your creative process. Trusting whatever is coming up for you. Trusting your hands to guide you and be embodied in this process. Trying to turn off our thinking mind. Just be in our bodies for a bit longer. I'm so proud of you all for doing this for yourself tonight. We all have a lot of demands and there's so many other places you could be, and you chose to be right here. And I hope that there's something from this process that might benefit you or that might click for you, maybe in a different way. Take a few more moments here, maybe another 2 minutes or so. You likely will not be able to finish whatever it is that you're working on, and that's okay. This is meant to give you an idea of how you could use this process. You know, meditation's a great way to connect us with ourselves emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's a great way to check in with ourselves. And so is art making. I kind of see it as like a barometer of where I'm at. Little check in with ourselves. And that's kind of how I see the time that we share together. It's sort of a check in and a reset. But these are things that you can do for yourself. You can try to repeat these processes maybe when you're not feeling well, or maybe when you are feeling well. Sometimes it's good to try this kind of new experience when we're in a good space, so that way we can really try to remember it and retain it and practice it for when maybe we're not in such a good space. Another few moments. All right, and when you're ready, if you'd like to come back to our group just for a few moments. I know we're almost at the hour. I like to give a few moments to just check in if there's anything that anybody would like to share, or if you'd like to share what you were working on. Again, it's not an expectation by any means, but if there's anything that anybody wants to share, you're welcome to do it. Always curious about how these processes feel for people and how, how you took it in your own direction and that kind of thing.
I can go ahead and share. I've been dealing with starting a new medication the last several weeks, and all the side effects that go with that as I titrate up. So this isn't done, and I don't know if it'll make sense, but I tried to do like 2 sides. So like this one is kind of at the beginning, and all the different layers are like all the different side effects. And then you were saying like, what do you need? So I was like, well, I need patience and self-compassion, because eventually, hopefully my body will get used to it. And that'll kind of melt away the side effects. So it's supposed to look kind of like they're melting away. There's still a little bit there, but it's definitely getting better. So
you're working through that. That's a really hard experience. And it's really, really interesting that you chose to depict the 2 sides like that, kind of like where things have been and then where it's headed and what you're wanting for yourself.
Yeah.
Anybody else, anything that you want to share?
I'll be real quick.
Oh yeah, we can see it a little bit.
Title is Spring is in the Air at My Local Park. Because near Philadelphia, every town is like Wynwood Park is where I live. There's Ardmore Park, Highland Park. And when they laid out these developments of homes, they made sure there was park open space. I'm a block from a park. So there's like parks everywhere where you have play ball, and they have basketball courts and tennis courts, and there are actually kids out there playing baseball in the baseball diamond, and the township had the big truck, and they were spraying the sand in the sandbox. Even though it was 70 today, it's going to be 30 tomorrow, but they're getting things ready, and you could smell like spring in the air. It was just a good feeling to not wear a coat for a change, and you could smell like the trees trying to bloom and the bulbs coming up. So I was inspired by what you told us this morning or tonight with the meditation. I thought, let's think about what I did today that was wholesome and relaxing at my lunch hour, and just nature. Thank you.
So nature really came up for you as something that was helpful. Yeah, that's really great. And sometimes, I just want to say that sometimes these types of meditations and things can bring up things that are hard for us as well. So if this was kind of a hard experience for you, I would invite you to consider for your evening what else you might do to try to take care of yourself more fully and be gentle with yourself. Sometimes there's unexpected things that come up as part of this process. Is there anything else that anyone would like to share? All right. Well, thank you all so much.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
Another wonderful session. And if you don't know, all of these are recorded, so they're available on YouTube at the Miles for Migraine channel. So you can check them out. And in 2 weeks, we'll be meeting again to do some mindful writing. So come back.
Oh, that's amazing.
Great.
Okay. Take care, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank
Jim.
you.
Thanks,
All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
everybody.
Great to meet with you. Take
Great
care.
group. Thanks, Jim.
Bye-bye.